Here, special gift I got from add a guest to your, well, went too quick. Special gift, just like that other one that said, hey, pretty soon, since you don't have 1,000 followers, you're not going to be able to go live. So I might as well, you know what I'm saying. Gift from my, it's a gift from my barber in New York, which I won't see for a while. I do the street barber in New York. That's the only barber I really go to like that. Other than that, we'll see what happens. Anyway, so he gave me this gift right before I left New York. I don't know when I'll be back in the States. Ooh, that's why I pay my fare, maybe a couple of years. Oh, found my other glasses. There it is. Hey, Instagram, via the internet, is me, T, from the Pattersons, taking the train to Tibet. Well, who's this? Hey, not Camille Yamaro. Oh, wait a second. This second I got to talk to my sister here. Man, wave back to you. It's funny. I've been, I've been avoiding to do the thing here on the Instagram, because I got some stuff I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get involved with. I'm trying to get to Ethiopia for this conference supposed to be happening in September, but I can't get no information yet. I write the people, but no thing. The website don't say nothing. So maybe I got to talk to the right people. Anyway, so that's happening. I'm finishing up with the, but before I do that, maybe I'll get to this other thing here. I just finished up doing a poem. Sister Yarborough, I just finished doing one of my consalvas, because I'm involved in this food and daba, this whole food initiative. It's an amazing initiative. It's been going on for about 7 years in its current configuration, longer than that. And then about 3 years ago, they started getting intense. That's when I came aboard. That's when I started to hang out. And it's just an incredible thing. Worldwide food issues, they bring the academics and the farmers and the seed bank. I'm getting some seed banks for some seeds for. I'm getting some seeds from a seed bank that's just developing here in Cape Town to bring to the Eastern Cape, because we're growing. We have our regular thing with the Horta House. It's like a demonstration, like what to do. And then there's another property that got me. I haven't seen it yet. Over in the village called Zebalaza, where we also have our theater. We have a theater. We have a shack theater. We have there in Zebalaza. I'll have another plot near there that I got my permanent residency now. But I actually I own some land in Africa. Not really an owner kind of thing. I owned one time in my life. I'm not really into it. I owned a very big house, the 3 stories, swimming pool, the whole upper middle class thing, and I chucked it all. I chucked it all to go back and hang with the downtrodden, which I do. That's not the point. So anyway, so Sister Yabo, so I did a consabra, 7. As you know, it's 49 words, so 7 lines. 7 lines with 7 words to a line, blah, 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 whatever. No word over 7 letters. Anyway, so I got it, but I'm not going to do it too. So I wrote it on a piece of paper like I usually do, like that. I just scribble notes and then make corrections. Then I wrote it into the book. Then I put it into the phone in the notes, and I have to look at it again. I'm going to get some things. Anyway, that'll be taken care of. So just say I'm writing. I won't write consistently for the consalvas, the poetry, until I get back to India, which will be in January, which then I do it weekly. Now I only do it on special occasions. So there's a special occasion happening with the food and dava, because it's ending, and usually at the end, that's a tradition. Tradition goes on for like 2 weeks. But at tradition, since I'm there, they don't really know what I do there. Well, I know they don't really know what I do there. They let me hang out. So at the very end, when we have a closing dinner with just the staff and stuff like that, it's come with tradition. Just started last year, where I give a poem. I give a consalva, which is in fact. Let me. I like to say it this way. It just came across my desk. Wait a second. Let me put on my other hat, because this hat is appropriate. I'll be right back. Don't go. Well, you can go someplace, but just know it's 2 seconds. I got to run in here and get this hat. Get my. And I'm gonna wear today. Oh, Ron, I'll be back. I'm not going anyplace. I'm going to this other room where I'm hanging my hat. Here it is. This is the hat I got. This I call my Ogun hat, because it's the warrior's hat, because Ogun's colors are black, green with a little bit of red, and so that's what this hat has. It has a green side and a black side and a little bit of red, like that. So whenever you see me with this on, that means I'm like in warrior mode, or something is happening, right? So let me put this on. Or should I do it ecumenically like this? What side do I have? Yeah, black side. Let's do the black side because I'm wearing black. Oh, look, I'm coordinating. Red, black, like that. Okay, look, this is my ecumenical look. I do this when I'm reading from Mr. Millie Fuller Jr.'s book. Slowly, when I get back to Eastern Cape proper, I'm in Cape Town right now. I get back to Eastern Cape, now hook back up with slowly. We'll go back to reading our. What do we do every Sunday? We do a Sunday sermon where we read out of Mr. Neely Fuller Jr.'s book. Compensatory concept. The workbook for against racism. Well, replacing racism, white supremacy, all that stuff. Well, we read because what happens is he picks something from the book because I got the original book, big book. I rebound it and. If you go to my YouTube channel right now, just put in Sunday sermons, you'll see some of the past ones we do. Okay, so what happens is he picks one, and I just a little section, right? And I read it in English, and he reads it in the middle. As I'm reading in English, he's doing the translation. I read a couple of sentences, he did whatever like that. He just translates it in Isiklota, which is his mother tongue. And so in that way, we're spreading the word of Mr. Neely Fuller Jr. In two languages, English and Xhosa. So that's what you do. Okay. So that wait till I get there. But man, I've been following Mr. Neely Jr. for a long time, and also a lot of other things I've been following because like I tell people, since I've been in the struggle since 1964. So what's happening right now with this whole? Now we got black people love beef, man. I'm talking mincemeat beef. I'm not talking about like prime beef, or rib, or shoulder, or whatever your loins, or whatever you call it. They like to be chopped up, ground up, and then they say, "Oh, we got beef. Let's sling." Let's sling. It's hilarious. Anyway, so what's happened now? Well, I just read a headline with it. Yvette went and said something. Like anything that we do, it's like there's shades, there's levels to it. Or Yvette said something. Anyway, so some people on some channel was commenting to what Yvette had said. Yvette meaning the progenitor, along with the lawyer guy from L.A. The progenitor of ADOS, the American descendant of slavery, or like I like to say, the North American descendants of chattel slavery. But that's me. I talk in full sentences. Anyway, back to the point. So he's saying something. So anyway, there seems to be a rift with Africans and American black people, or then when you say the nationalists, African nationalists, I guess you'd say, and Pan-Africanists. Man, can I just say something? If we were still in the schoolyard, or it was in Patterson Projects, and like I experienced, there's a fight, or somebody yell, "Fight!" and the whole project would be on the scene witnessing who is going to eventually be stomped. I'm just saying, stomp? What do you mean, brother? But no, look, we didn't really, with a fight like that, it's really a fist fight. We didn't deal back. This is the late 50s and the 60s, right? Late 50s to be exact. We wasn't dealing with no knives and guns like that. We was like, fists. And you battle till somebody was down, and then what happened if it was done all the way it's supposed to be done? The crowd is around, and they'd be like the Roman Colosseum. They would be like either, which means you have to stomp the guy, or, I say guy because we didn't have a lot of girl fights. I guess they was, whatever, like that. Now stomping is not, the boy is down, you know what I mean? I've always, well, when that happened, the point is, the boy down. I'm going like, okay, that's it, right? But the crowd, they see some more action. They want to see anticlimactic, dramatic action. So you have to stomp the boy. Now, so that's in the real fight down in the South Bronx of the 1950s, 60s, right? Oh, before the heroin, before the drugs came in, and the weapons and the blah, 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 and the laws, all that stuff. Well, let me give you two examples of modern stomping, not in the context of fist fighting, but in the context of what they are. For instance, the whole battle between the Canadian guy and Kendrick Lamar, the California, where was he from? Compton? The Compton versus Toronto, wherever the boy was from, right? Well, Compton, Black American, right? When they beat him, but the boy just wouldn't. I can take it. I won't get you more. So what they had to do, they had to do the Black American thing. He had to stomp him. He had to stomp him. So there's no more that the Canadian guy from Toronto, whatever it is, he got stomped, right? Then the recent one is Shedeur Sanders, right? They done did the whole NFL and all kinds of people done did him wrong, and they tried to take some money from him. We'll make him fifth round, so he ain't gonna get less money as these first rounds or whatever they do. This is American football, by the way. So what does Shedeur say? Shedeur, I have to say, I'm gonna tell you what happened. In my estimation, Shedeur doing the Anthony thing. You say, what the Anthony thing? Whatever. The incomparable thing, the praiseworthy thing. Now, what does that mean? It's like this. What they do is say, oh, okay, are you going to put me over here so I have to practice with these people? I'm going to be practicing with these people? No problem. You are not going to pay me money? No problem. And so what did he do? He commenced to stomping them. First of all, he says, okay, let me get my practice with my people, hone my skills, and I need some rest anyway. No, I don't need time to get the playbooks and I say the playbooks. I mean, not only playbook he's working on, but he's spying everything else that's going on. He got the time to do it right now because he's not. Anyway, the point is, now it's the whole thing. The owner, the guy that paid the money of the team, he said, hey, I know he's the fourth, fifth, whatever number guy on the depth chart of our little quarterback thing, and you want to put this guy here and that guy there, but no, I'm the owner. I pay the money. The boy going to play the first game. Whether he's going to play the first game or not, don't matter. It's just that there's some things happening. And in the things that's happening, all kinds of stuff is happening. Like, for instance, they have this, the award show, the ESPY award. The only reason, can I say something? The only reason why they go an award show, you're not trying to win the award, right? You're sort of networking with other people of importance in whatever industry you're dealing with. So if it's the Academy, you film people, the recording awards is the Grammys, and if it's there's literary awards, it's the thing, that's right. The only award, even those awards like the MacArthur that you don't know who's going to get, which is good, you don't know who's going to get it. Even though they don't really do no research, they say it's the same. If you have some notoriety or fame, then you're in the running. Let's put it that way. But that's not what I'm going to say. So what this guy has done, like for instance, they had the ESPY Awards. Now, since he's a celebrity name, you expect he might show up so they can, at least the guy who's hosting it could get a joke his way. Oh, he's and they make some jokes right there. But he didn't show up for the joke, so they couldn't joke on him right there, like in front of his face. Oh, brilliance right there. And then what does he do? Because circumstance happened, and so now he doesn't show up. Not only doesn't, well, I guess he can watch the awards, but he starts helping a community in Cleveland, Ohio. Now, which is basically another, you're stomping on, let me put it this way, the way the modern quarterback for sports go, a big time person, they got to have obligation, they have to have financial obligations that they pay out, this and that, do charitable work, but they also have to have community ties, bunch of other things that they didn't have to do in Chandler before. Before, like my day, when you had people like Y.A. Tittle, this is way back when. Man, you play the game, you go and you go to the bar, you get a brew, you get whatever. It's physical. Anyway, it's a different time and era. So now they're conscious of what does Shedeur do? He goes there, something happened, it was an explosion, something like that, in Cleveland, like that, when he was just getting back from someplace. He finds out about it. The ESPYs are going to happen. I guess he wasn't going to, on his radar anyway, because he's trying to, get better in his little mechanics and all that stuff, So he says, oh, let me go help this community. So he goes to help the community. So now all the attention shifts from people being the fifth thing and getting screwed out of money and whatever have you. Actually, it shifted a little bit before that because he found a way, we're going to do this contract. We're going to invent something new. My daddy taught me this. So he got this whole thing. I'm sorry. It's hilarious. The point is, the Sanders, let's put it, the Sanders are basically writing irking the powers that be more than any Colin Kaepernick could have irked them, or any whoever is out there. He's irking them like they ain't been irked before. They're gonna, in fact, they're in for some big irkings, right? So he's getting contracts where he's getting the money he need to get. He don't have to worry about no NFL. Oh, you only want to pay me $4 million or $5 million? Okay, that's your first contract, first offer. Oh, don't worry about that part. I got some other stuff going because I got what's more valuable today than anything I have: celebrity, and marketing. Yeah. So if my hat on, ecumenical's all right. No, let me put it. I'll leave it this way since I started this way. So he's stomping them on that level. Think about it, And then, according to the experts, not me, I'm not a football expert. I'm sort of like a writer. That doesn't matter. But his football acumen, his IQ, nobody ever seen this before. Like a 22-year-old going into the professionals. Professionals. You got people 44-year-old. You got a 22-year-old playing a 32-year-old, 22-year-old playing against a whole line of 37, 38, 39, 40-year-olds. A 22-year-old playing against a whole line of 20, 25, 26, 27. Against the 20, what's the 22-year-old supposed to know? They're not even 25 yet. Their brain ain't even closed up yet. But nah, he's letting the bullets like that. So basically, what I'm trying to say, he's going to embarrass people. Let's go. One more thing, because I got to do things in threes. So you take Ryan Coogler. Oh, this is great. He does whatever he does, Sinners, right? First of all, can I just say this? Ryan Coogler, when he did, I didn't see Fruitvale Station, I'll get to it sooner or later. When he did Black Panther, people criticized Black Panther. I'm looking at Black Panther for another reason. I said, that's a love letter to Africa, in perspective of an African American, if that's what they call them these days, but it's really an American African. We'll get to that some other time. Go ahead, maybe. But a black person in America would view Africa with the information they grew up with, so it's like a love letter to Africa. That's all it is. But take what you will. The Creed thing. That's sort of, it's like your bona fides in Hollywood. You make sports movies and human drama, whatever. That gives you your certain kind of whatever. Then he does Sinners, which really, how would you say? It's a love letter to the blues. That's all it is. Well, it's a horror film. No, the horror is only what horror is like maybe 20 minutes of the film, and then way past the middle. I mean, real horror. This is not horror film. It's it could even be a dance film, what do you call it, a musical or something like that. Got a lot, but it's not a musical. It's a film out of the mind of Ryan Coogler. And not only that, he negotiated the thing to say, but I want to own this film in due time. I know you're going to make your money. Yeah, you're going to make your money from it. But, it's going to be my film eventually, right? Okay, now the pressure comes on because it's such a hit. They're so stupid. They need to man, I was in the States and I couldn't see the way. They needed to right away re-release it. They did it for like a week in 70 millimeter. The original, I was in 10, but only in like 8 cities. It wasn't even 8 because it wasn't trying to be 7 because New York didn't do it. Anyway, the point is, they need to say, okay, we're going to re-release this 70 millimeter, have to do like a series of times somehow, so you can actually go see it in the real thing. But they couldn't do it. I'm not into it. I don't know how they do the marketing. Anyway, but it was so good that of course they want to make a sequel. And Ryan said, no, you're not going to stomp me. Whatever I'm gonna do next, you're gonna take anyway, and I'm gonna have my da-da-da-da. So anyway, so basically, I'm trying to say we have a situation where Shedeur Sanders, Ryan Coogler, what was the first one I said that was stomping? Oh no, what's that? Anyway, Kendrick Lamar, 3 young men. I guess there were Kendrick's in the 30s and Ryan Coogler's in his late 30s. There'll be other people coming along, but those 3 brothers are stomping the system. Whereas the rest of the system, the rest of the black folks in America, they have a beef. Oh, the FD and the ASU, and you can't call me this and you can't call me that. And I'm not this and I have no elite. I would yell, ideological fight. And now everybody's rushing to see this ideological beef. It's just a beef. They blah, 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 right? That's all they do on beefing. Where's the action? I don't know. You know, I do know that because I studied. When ADOS first came on the scene, I monitored them from the beginning. In fact, that was the first two conferences I monitored them. So I believe in what they do. You know, Yvette is Yvette. She's going to be saying some stuff because, you know, she's like my wife. She's an Aries 5. I don't know what you know about Aries 5s or Aries or 5s. But whatever she does, I know what's going on. So it don't bother me at all. And if you want to fight with an Aries 5, good luck on you. Go ahead, have fun. I mean, at your own demise. See, my wife's an Aries 5. I don't have to fight with her. I know how to deal, right? But most of you do not know how to deal with an Aries 5. But that's not the point. So now they're arguing over names. And one of my favorites is this. They'll say Charlize Theron and Elon Musk, oh, they're African Americans too. Everybody slow your roll, okay? Your first designation is your passport designation or your smart ID designation or your birth lineage designation, okay? That's the first thing should be out of your mouth. So if you're going around saying that I'm Black American, black, whatever. The easiest way, I want to do I'm sorry, I got an assistant way. I don't have it with me right now. My passport is an American passport, which means I'm an American. Does everybody get that right? Now I know you can say, oh, but I'm African American. I'm Black. I'm what's that nation? Not the Nubians. Those guys. I think they all have their own passport too. Whatever your passport is, that's your first destination, right? After that, you could be making stuff up. So, for instance, I call myself an American, because I've got an American passport, African. Not because I live in Africa and I'm married to an African, I've been here for 21 years, but because I have an African mentality. You got it? Not that I adore Africa. It's just, it's like, I know my purpose is to run my experiments, you know, in Africa, because I did run experiments. I did stuff in America, and they were fairly successful, right? But the traction that I need for legacy or for permanence, I won't be able to. I can't really do it in America that way. Okay, I had my opportunity as a younger man, but now I can't. Now I have to work on another level. The level I want to work on, I can't work. It doesn't matter. I like being in Africa. Let's put it that way. Okay. Bottom line, I like being in Africa, and the stuff that I got going on here, you know, it's going to serve me well. Okay, it's going to satisfy my actually I'm an evolutionary fervor. Okay, so basically I'm gonna stomp. So in a little while. I just got to get some other stuff in place. It's coming right now. Okay, so they're arguing, but theoretically, somebody like Muskie and all the rest of them people, they're not African Americans. They're South African Americans. They hold a South African passport. South African Americans. Even if you become a citizen, like say, what's that guy that last week, last week, whatever one of the late night HBO show, whatever have it. But he's a Brit, right? He was British, and then he got his American citizenship. But realistically, he's a Brit American, a British American. Then you got your Irish Americans. You got because first they think of themselves as Irish. Black people who went through the lineage of America or ADOS or with foundational, Tyreek and B1 Brigade, you know, it's a good name, Foundational Black Americans. Fine with me. Good name. You know, Claudette would say Native Americans. Well, that's kind of, Anyway, the point is, they can say that, right? But the point is, they're really you're really an American. Now, you can have some other mentality, but your thing is America, and you have skin in the game in America. It's as simple as that. So I don't know what the beef is. People are just being specific. You know, somebody comes from Nigeria and comes to America, they can be a Nigerian American. I'm an American African, But I'm an American because that's my lineage. You know, got some American Indian. You got who do you eat that? You know, there's a lot of other people. That, you know, you come here, you become a citizen. And say you came from the UK through Nigeria, for instance, or say let's not pick on Nigeria. Say Cote d'Ivoire. No, that's too exotic. Let's say Ghana. Okay, now let's leave them alone. Let's say let me pick another country. Let me see. I like Malawi. I like to say Malawi. Let's say Uganda. Okay, you are basically a Ugandan American, right? Now, and they say you give up your Ghana. You've never been to Ghana, whatever have you. But you have an American passport, right? You're trying to say you're an American, but you're not American because there's only American Americans are the natives, the so-called Native Americans, or I call the autochthonous Americans. You see? So you're not that. So that's kind of confusing too. What are you going to do? Well, you got roots back to Ghana, so I get you identified the first thing. No, but you don't have a Ghana passport. But I don't know. You have a Ghanaian American. Or you're Canadian American born in wherever, or you have ties to whatever village in America, but you have no ties to it. You're a Ghanaian American made in say in Virginia. Okay, there you go. So in other words, you grew up all the time in Virginia. You know what I mean? Even though you got Ghanaian roots, you have an American passport, but you really identify with Virginia, even though you don't really identify with Africa. So basically, you're a Ugandan. That's a Ugandan. Let's say Uganda. I forgot. You got a Ugandan American made in Virginia. Is that the way it goes? I think so. Yeah, Ugandan American made in Virginia. But for instance, so what I'm trying to say, I'm an American African made in the South Bronx. Ta-da! Easy peasy. Right? Anything else is bogus. I'm just trying to tell you. You call what you want, but anything else is bogus. So that's what's going through my head. Just wanted to say it. I'll let you know. And I'm still testing this, and when Instagram is going to now prevent me from doing these live that I switch over to whatever, because when I start traveling, when I get settled, I have my other phone, so I'm going to go back to the making of an Instagram, and I'll make the Instagram short, but the making of will be put on YouTube where it ends up anyway, because I do this for archival purposes only. That's it. Okay, talk to you later. Be well. Gotta go.